If you're anything like us here at the channel, you love all the bits and pieces, all the tech, all the gear that goes with mountain biking. It normally takes a little while to accrue all this over your career as a mountain biker, shall we say. So today, fear not, I've come up with a little video with a few bits and pieces in it that I wish we had bought a little bit sooner so that you can get ahead of the game. Right, before we dive into the video then, why not show the channel a little bit of love by clicking the old subscribe button and hitting the bell as well. That way you'll get notifications every single day we bang out an amazing video for you guys and girls. Let's get on with it. So first things first, it may not look it here in Spain, but waterproofs are a great first thing I wish I'd bought sooner, and a good set of waterproofs as well, trousers and coat, because let's face it, it's still really fun to get riding in the winter. However, it is not fun being soaking cold and wet through. No, not at all. So all those times I wish I'd have been able to get out earlier on when I was riding and I didn't have a good coat. If I'd have just bit the bullet and got one, I could have carried on riding all year round and still had a big old smile on my face. Talking of clothing, what about when it warms up a little bit? Those summer months when you want to get out riding still, a cotton t-shirt is obviously absolutely fine to ride and it's really good. But what about a proper legit tech tee like this lovely GMBN one I'm wearing here? They are perfect for those warmer rides. They wick the sweat away. Great if you're going out on bike packing trips, cross-country riding, even just shredding laps of the local trails. A tech tee is perfect for that kind of riding. In fact, if you do want to grab an absolutely amazing riding t-shirt like this GMBN one here, then head over to the shop now, linked in the description below, where you can grab some absolute bargains. Sticking with the clothing theme then, and heading back to those winter and cold, dark, doom and gloom months, good gloves and waterproof socks can make a world of difference as well to actually being able to get out there. Having cold extremities is extremely uncomfortable. There was a tongue twister for you. Yeah, having warm hands and feet, or certainly being able to keep them maybe dry for as long as possible, can again really prolong a ride. So investing in some good solid waterproof socks, to maybe some Gore-Tex type gloves, is actually going to make the world of difference. I know some people out there get really cold hands and they just can't ride in the winter, which sucks because it means they're missing out on those valuable miles and riding time, and nobody wants that. The humble mudguard, it can make a huge difference to your ride. I know we're very winter heavy at the moment, but don't worry, things will be changing. Yep, having mudguards certainly at the front, or possibly at the rear as well if you want it, actually is amazing. I don't know why I didn't bother buying a legit one sooner. I used to sort of cut up old milk cartons and things like that just to try and bodge one together. As soon as I bought the big sort of almost moto style wraparound ones, it absolutely changed my ride. Vision was prolonged, I could see where I was going, I got less covered in mud all over my kit and my clothes, I got less splattered on the face. It was an absolute game changer. And if you want to take that even further, you can even put a rear mudguard on your bike as well to stop all that spray going up your bike and getting you all soaked through. No one wants a real stinky muddy bum. No thanks, not for me. You don't have to have the big wraparound mudguard at the front, mind. If you want, there are slightly smaller, more subdued versions, shall we say, without making it look like a CR500. But just choose the right one for you and the right one that is going to maybe fit your fork and frame. A good track pump can make a world of difference, especially when it comes to seating those tubeless tyre systems. They can be an absolute nightmare sometimes. So a track pump is next up on our list. Now, the big track pumps that you see, especially ones with the built-in canisters that sort of charge up and then you release all the air to blow up a tyre really quick, are absolutely amazing. But look, they come in little miniature size versions too, and even these are great. So this is the Topeak Mini Morph G, and it's something that you can carry around in your backpack still, and it's got like a little foot platform, look, proper handle. You know, you can still pump something up with that, but I would recommend, especially for home, garage, workshop kind of use, if you can get some kind of proper sized big track pump, which, you know, obviously makes a difference because it pushes in a large volume of air very quickly all at the same time, is gonna make your life a whole world easier. I remember back in the day, I had one of those old school bicycle pump ones and I'd be furiously going at it and I could never get tyres to seat. Soon as I got that track pump, game changer. It made life so much easier. Another one I wish I'd bought a little bit sooner, still tool related, is a good set of tyre levers, much like these toe peak ones here, that actually double up as a quick link remover as well. They're really handy and make those really stubborn tyres much easier to get off, rather than raiding my parents' silverware drawer and bending spoons left, right and centre, or even the slightly cheaper, more flimsy tyre levers that you can see out there as well. The good tyre levers, well, they're going to be slightly thicker around the bend here where you actually do the leverage to get the tyre off, and they're going to make your life a lot simpler as well. They also have a hook on the end, so once you've levered that tyre off, or once you've prized it over, you then hook it around the spoke so it holds it there, and you can get the next one in. Well worth the investment. You spend hundreds, if not thousands of pounds on your bike. You care for it, you maintain it, you oil it, you grease it, you look after it, you do all of this. So why not give it a little bit of love and protect its framework as well? Getting some frame protection is an absolute must, I think, especially to keep your beloved bicycle looking tip-top condition, especially, let's say, if you do want to sell it on and get an even better one, then being able to sell it with a nice, tidy paintwork is an absolute must. I've got bikes from way back in the day with gouges, scratches, marks, you name it, all over it. If I'd have just invested in some frame protection, then that wouldn't be the case. It actually also stops the paint just chipping off from when you're riding, like rocks flying up and things like that that can't be accounted for normally. And you know what? Nowadays, there's some pretty sick looking frame protection out there. Just look at this really cool stuff Blake's got on his top tube from Muck Off. I mean, that looks pretty dope. Finally, the last thing I wish I'd bought just a little bit sooner if I could have was an e-bike. Now, shh, don't go telling the guys at GMBN because I'll never hear the end of it. But the e-bike is a wicked tool now. Now that I've got one for getting out there, exploring new areas, trying new challenges, and just getting more riding into less time, shall we say. But I tell you what, hey, that's it, we're done. Are there any other things that you could add to this list? Well, let me know in the comments down below, because as always, I love to hear from all of you lot out there. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I will catch you next time. See ya.